Have you ever looked at Kubernetes outage and thought, how did this even make it to production? Maybe somebody deployed a manifest with only one replica. Maybe there was no readiness probe. Maybe resource limits were missing. The crazy thing is most of these problems aren't difficult to fix. In fact, many of them should never make it into your cluster in the first place. In this video, I'm going to show you two simple tools that can catch Kubernetes mistakes before they become production incident. The first tools validate your manifest against the Kubernetes API. And the second tools enforce your teams or organization standard and best practices. So if you guys ready, let's jump in. All right, folks, let's start with the first tool, which is Kubeconform. Okay, so what is Kubeconform? It's going to validate your Kubernetes YAML file. Okay, just note that here, not YAML file. It's not linting tools. It's checking and validating your Kubernetes YAML file. All right, let's start with an example. I'm going to show you a file which is a bad deployment. Okay, and what is that file? It's right here. So take a look at this file and see if you can find any issue in this file. All right, so 1, 2, 3, time is over. I'm going to tell you. So if you take a look at the replica, it's supposed to be integer, but what we have here, we have a string. So here should either be null or integer. Okay, now I didn't know that and I just wrote it and my managers just put a lot of pressure on me, so I'm going to deploy that. Deploy, boom, we got another incident, right? A new incident. So how can I just prevent that? How can I just make sure my manifest is correct from the validation standpoint? Okay, not the logic. So how can I do that? I'm going to just type Kubeconform and the file name. That's it. No fancy things. So bad Kubeconform, and what we get here, we get blah 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 blah, and there's a problem on the schema. And if you go at the end, wait here at spec replica got a string. What we want, we need either be null or integer, and that's exactly the issue we are looking for. Right now, let's say I'm going to fix that. Okay, and I'm going to try it again. So I have the same file, but this time with the integer. Okay, and I'm going to test it again. Boom, I got nothing. So no news, good news. That means the file is valid. All right, so what Kubeconform basically does for us, so it goes and basically check the invalid type or unknown field. Okay, I said failed, unknown field, I mean, and invalid API version, or missing something like probes or resources. Okay, or if you need a required label and that's missing, it's going to bring it to your attention. All right, and also I should mention that, so for these tools, no cluster connection is required, no database connection or database server is required, no admission control is required. It's very simple, very powerful, very helpful. Okay, so it's even can cache like the downloaded schema locally and use it for the next time run to be much faster. All right, so you probably ask, okay, where these schema coming from? All these schema come from the Kubernetes schema repo, which maintained by community. All right, I'm going to put it down here, the GitHub address, so you can just go there and take a look at that. All right, so one more thing about one more feature. So what else you can do? You can just go and even validate against the specific Kubernetes version. For example, you can just come here and say dash Kubernetes dash version, let's say 1.28, okay, or 1.33. So it goes and just validate that against a specific this version. All right, so that's enough about Kubeconform. Go and play with that. I'm sure you guys gonna love it. Now let's move on to the the second tool, which is Conftest. That is another great tool. Let me just clear my screen. So Conftest basically allow us to define our own rule using the policy as a code. You probably say, wait. So it's gonna be something like another OPA or Kyverno, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes and no. You can say yes, but you can just think of as a cousin, but not like a twins. Okay, what does that mean? So Conftest is basically work before the deployment. Okay, so test the file locally or in the CI. But how about Kyberno or OPA Gatekeeper? Those kind of tools are working during the deployment, okay, and enforcing the rule in the entire cluster. So there's no any conflict. You can have both of them, actually, which is best practice. So Conftest, it's going to act in your CI, and you can just have Kyberno or any flavor of OPA, which is going to take care of your cluster, okay? And yeah, they are great tools. You can have it on the GitLab CI, GitHub action, or like pre-commit hook, or any kind of like pull request or merge request. All right, enough talking. Let's show you an example. All right, I'm going to see what we have here. Oh, we have bad deployment and we have fixed deployment. Okay, fine. All right, I'm going to type Conftest and I'm going to test it, the bad deployment. All right, but before doing that, I'm going to show you the bad deployment to see if you guys notice anything suspicious in this file. Blah, 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 blah. So do you see any suspicious thing here? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to show you the fixed deployment. Okay, what's added to this? Just these two parts and this part, right? Resources and all the probes, readiness and liveness probe, okay? So this is super important. You probably say, maybe that's okay. So this is valid, but in the production, this is going to be super important. Why? Because one pod might just eat all your resources, okay? And the rest of the pod, I know it's going to be starving for resources. So you have to have all these. Believe me, I've seen many incidents because of lack of these, okay? So I'm going to test it. Let's start with testing the Conftest. And we are going to test it against bad deployment. All right, 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, what we get? We get 4 tests, 0 passed, and 4 failure. And what's these 4 failure? So the first one is missing liveness probe, missing readiness probe, and missing resource limit and resource request, as we expected, right? So we don't have any of them here, right? Now let's move and test the fixed file. A good file. All right, so I'm going to just say fixed. Okay, let's see what happened. Let me just clear my screen and 1, 2, 3. As you can see, 4 tests, 4 pass, 0 failure. All right, so that's for Conftest. So, but you probably said, wait, you said we can create role and policy. Where are these? That's a good question. If I'm going to ls again, you probably see there is a directory called policy here. So all the policy in Conftest will just kept here. Let's take a look. I'm going to cat, or let's say, let's go change them if we want. So what we have here, Kubernetes.rego. And this is the file. Before we just jump into this, you probably ask, okay, what the hell is Rego? So Rego is a, how can I say that? It's kind of like a programming language, like very simple, like JSON or YAML, XML, but there's a kind of like a small difference between them. Let's say the JSON is used for data, right? The YAML is used for configuration, and Rego, most of the time, it's used for rules and decision and policies, all right? So that's because we use Rego. And what we have here, so it's a deny policy, boom, like the big one set here, okay? What type? Deployment. And what is that? Container readiness probe. Okay, very simple. We don't have to just go deep into that and just learn all the syntaxes. If you just do the ChatGPT or like Google, simply it can just generate it for you. What you need to do, it's deny, and it's for deployment, and it's for readiness probe. It's denied deployment liveness probe, deny deployment resource request, deny deployment resource limits. Boom, done. That's all you need to do, and all you need to take care about, or care about, not take care. All you need to care about the Rego policy. Okay. So that's it. I'm going to just get back, and that's about where we keep all the policy for Conftest. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it for Conftest specifically. But you probably ask, okay, they are very cool, but how we can actually use them? So like, we probably have 1,000 of manifests for like 100,000 of application. I cannot just go and boom, 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 like one by one check them, right? No, the best practice is just put them into your CI. Okay, if you take a look at here, you will see that I just simulate a CI basically, or pipeline here. So instead of just involving another thing like, GitLab CI or GitHub Action, I just want to focus on these two tools. So that's because instead of just using like something like a GitLab CI, I just use a very simple bash script to show you how you guys can just inject it into your pipeline. All right, so we are not going to focus on any kind of like fancy pipeline. What do we have here? I'm going to show you what we have in the CI check file. So as you can see, it's very simple bash script. We have some variable here to take the file, and very simply we are going to put some logic here. If the file is here, like exists, do this, do that, and do the check for each file. And what we are going to check, the two things, Kubeconform, and the second one for Conftest. Okay, very simple, very easy. And that's, I just want to show you that I don't have anything specific here. So yeah, I'm going to just save that. Okay, and now I'm going to run it. So hold on, it's gonna run against the fix. Let's go and first test the bad deployment. Okay, I'm going to test the bad deployment here and the bad deployment for Kubeconfest. Okay, and this is our policy, which is here, the directory. And I'm going to, okay, so now what I do, I'm going to use CI check. Let me clear my screen. If you guys ready, 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, what we got here? So we got two tests. So first we got one of two is failed, which, what is that? Missing this, missing that, missing this, missing that, right? We already saw that. And the Conftest is failed. The other one is a Kubeconform is failed as well. Why? Because we got a string here. It should be integer, right? So now I'm going to change that and use the fixed file or good file. Okay, so what did I do? Hold on. So fix, oh, come on, fix here, fix here. Okay, and yep, that's it. I'm going to clear my screen and run it again. 1, 2, 3, boom, yay. We just passed the pipeline. The pipeline passed. We didn't pass it. The pipeline passed. All right. So we got 4 tests, 4 passed, and everything looks healthy. 2 out of 2 policy running passed. And so Conftest passed and Kubeconf passed. So as you can see, you can just use them in your CI and prevent any potential incident that could be happen later, maybe like right after the deployment, maybe 2 days after the deployment, maybe 2 weeks after the deployment, who knows, but you can just catch them right away. Okay, all right, that's it for this video. So but before I let you go, if there's a one takeaway for you from this video, and that should be it, don't rely on the code review alone, okay, to catch Kubernetes mistake. Human get distracted. Human miss things. Automation doesn't. And that's the key. All right. Kubeconform can verify that your manifests are valid Kubernetes. Conftest can verify that your manifest followed your organization, team, or company's standard. Okay. Together, they create a simple safety net to prevent a lot of production incidents before they ever happen. Okay. That's the end of this video. If you guys enjoy it, please subscribe, or at least consider to subscribe, and let me know in the comment what kind of video you guys like to watch, and I'm going to create it for you. All right? How about that? Okay. Again, thank you so much to stay with me and watch this video, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, have fun.